28,000 crore, 18,000 crore revenue is going to come. Maximum reports say that it's going to come from this HNI. Nobody's, Padmanabhan also would have seen no Crorepati has grumbled. I mean, they were not complained. They said, okay, like Premji, they want to contribute. So that's a point. So he has given a macro stability. Growth is there. He wants to revive economy. We all know that Indian economy is considered an elephant. Now he wants to get up quickly like a horse. So I hope it will revive economy and growth. That again subject to the business confidence picking up. Again subject to the interest rates coming on. Then only the investment confidence will pick up. And he also subtly wants people to invest more their money in financial savings, whether it's a mutual fund, insurance, or bank deposits. And banks already responded saying they increase the deposit rates. You have seen the banks going up, even offering up to 10% interest they are offering. So we have to see whether the money will come back to the financial savings, because we have seen a big drop in economic services. In 1 year, we have lost nearly 1 lakh crore, 90,000 crore. The financial savings have dropped. So he wants to get back to that. He's not discouraging. We thought actually he's going to increase the duty on import duty on gold. It has not happened. So he's allowing people to carry more gold today. So slowly only, we are consuming 30% of the gold produced in the country. We are a big consumer. We can't change the people's trend, and people are also very cautious. When the inflation rate is not coming down, what is the cushion? So that way, and as a salaried person, a salaried class, we all expected some relief will be given. It is not given. He has maintained the status quo again, threshold limit, nothing has not changed. Even, in fact, that's what some of the reports say, is that it is going to take away any budget, should put some money into your hands. Instead of that, it is taking away more money by way of, again, petrol price has gone up, all cost of living going up, and he has not given any relief, income relief for the people, either to spend more or to invest. So that is only a disappointment. Otherwise, as the fellow panelist said, the investment climate should pick up with the investment allowance. And Alagappan specifically asked me to respond to that, what is in store for the SMEs and B school students. I am saying very positive features for SMEs. I am sure the Chamber of Commerce and there are vendors from BHEL, they're all here. I think positively they should look at, first time it says that they'll be encouraged to graduate the SME. If somebody is doing a business of 1 crore, he will be allowed to encourage, and the non-tax benefit will be available for another 3 years after the graduation. That's one salutary feature. And now he says there are good entrepreneurs, they can go and straight away list their stocks in the SME exchange. You would have seen both BSE as well as NSE, they come out with a small exchange, they come out with a special exchange for SMEs. So without going through the public issue process, they can list. The other thing is that the SIDBI is making more available, refinance facilities available. And the survey also talks about the big scope for agriculture exports. I'm sure a lot of agri-business people are here. So they have something to cheer up the budget, saying there's a good scope for boosting exports. Again, it all subject to the overall business confidence going up. Okay, what is in store? What is the budget for B school students? That's a very naturally is a question. I know the job market has come down. We all have been reporting very less number of companies are visiting the campus. It's estimated every year there are about 1,000 companies in the organized sector, either both listed and unlisted. They take about 10 lakh people in the campus, either directly through the campus or through the recruitment. So last year there was a dip, not only in the recruitment, also in the compensation package, hardly 10-15%. So where is the job opportunity in this budget? I see a big opportunity both from the manufacturing sector. When the investment climate picks up, there are 5 lakh crore investment in the pipeline. So when the 5 lakh crore investment in the pipeline is picked up by investment allowance, encouraging people to spend money on investing in plant and machinery, I'm sure there will be enough not only in those sectors, also in the subsidiary sector like subcontractors, vendors, the SMEs, they'll pick up. And the financial sector, that of the 10 lakh recruitment every year happening, is the maximum is happening from the financial sector. When I say financial sector, includes the banks, insurance. Even the FM a couple of months back said the public sector banks will recruit a lot, and insurance now is liberalized today. They can open branches with IRDA approval they can go to tier 2 cities, ATMs will come up, more online opportunities. So there is a big opportunity in the financial sector, and the export sector also we expect to pick up. So everything depends on economy regaining this, this clip pace. That's what FM says, like 8%, 9% growth. The biggest advantage of BJP government had was the inflation rate. So very nicely explained the link between the growth and inflation. when the inflation is down, when the growth picks up, the economy generally picks up. So the overall growth, if we see 13%, the finance minister said will grow at the current price. Yes, factored into the inflation rate. If inflation is deducted, we have only 5 to 6% growth. So inflation comes down, the economy picks up, growth picks up, and very great. And as an economic student, I am always very optimistic of India. Let us have faith in this country. We can rebuild the economy. We can conquer the world. We will emerge as a super economic power. So with this confidential note, I would like to sum up my proceeding. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the positive words and the hope on the Indian economy. I will also add that the Companies Act has been amended to make a mini public issue. You can admit 200 members, and that is also there. And there is an employment supported deduction in income tax. When they recruit more people, they can get additional deduction of 30%. He has tried his best to add these things. Now I will request Mr. Chokalingam to present his views on the infrastructure structure and tax proposals.
Chamber of Commerce and Industries, Tanjavur, and students of Yaram School of Business. A budget is looked upon by many in their own way. Each one is looking the budget in their own way. One is seeing that it is a policy statement. Another one is seeing that it is only merely a tax proposals. Government officials are saying that is there any changes in tax, what will be the revenue for the next year. So each one is seeing in different ways. In fact, during the current year, there are a lot of issues that Finance Minister has faced. The global depressed conditions, entire global there is a depressed condition. High inflation in India, mainly by food inflation. Then it is an election year. Growth is very low, 5 to 5.5%, and high fiscal deficit, tight monetary policy by Reserve Bank of India to contain the inflation. Against this, with this background, he has prepared a budget, and in fact, he has presented a very balanced budget, even though it is an election year, not a so populistic one. And during 1996, when he has took over as finance minister of this country for the first time, he has told that the tax rates to be stable, at least for 3 years. In fact, he has lived up to his words, and he has not changed many of the tax proposals. There are not much new taxes in this budget, either in direct side or in indirect side. Mainly for the growth, he has given some concessions in infrastructure sector. One is more than 100 crores investment is eligible for investment allowance of 15%. So we are experiencing a lot of power cuts, mainly in our state, and some of the states are also experiencing. In fact, this will give a long fillip to the investment in power sector and other infrastructure sector like road and other things. Similarly, there is a reconstruction of distribution companies, that is, most of the electricity TNEBs and other electricity boards are reconstructed into generation companies and distribution companies. And some reconstruction is taking place. He said some of the losses will be borne by even the central government. So distribution also will pick up. There is a good fillip to this infrastructure sector that will also give lot of downstream industries to grow. Say BHEL, which has been growing over the last 5 years at 30%, is now facing some sluggishness in the last 1 year. That will pick up in the next first quarter of the next financial year. That is the optimism we are having, and all the things looks like that it will pick up in the first quarter of the next financial year. So many of the industries in and around Trichy and Tanjavur will get their load, their share of load. So in fact, one more thing, in addition to whatever skill development, etc., there is a CSR activity that has been doing by many companies. And in the CSR activities, one of the things that companies are taking up is skill development and skill enhancement. This part of Tamil Nadu as NIT, Truckstep, etc., which is also helping the industries for skill development. Say Truckstep, through Truckstep, BHEL is spending a lot of money for skill development and skill enhancement in all the areas, that is welding, electrician technique, and all other things. BHEL is spending a lot of money in this. By this, you will get a lot of skilled manpower. Now coming to the tax proposals, say not much taxes has been levied. In the SME side, so benefits, refinancing capacity of SIDBI has been SIDBI for 10,000 crores of rupees has been given. Another sum of 100 crores have been given for India Microfinance Equity Fund. The corpus of SIDBI has been enhanced to 500 crores to set up credit guarantee fund for factoring. So factoring one thing, many people are saying that I have manufactured and billed the customer, but I have to wait to get the money. There will be some factoring corporations will be there. You can go and factor your debts with them and get the money. You have to pay a little commission to them. Mainly this has been enhanced to micro and small medium enterprises. A sum of rupees 2,200 crores has been given for technology development centers. So these are all will help microeconomic MSEs. So regarding tax proposals, there are not many new taxes, except he has given some small concession in direct tax of 2,000 rupees tax credit between 2 lakhs to 5 lakhs. That means it's not, the limit has not been enhanced straight away to 2,20,000. Only a credit of 22,000 will be given in the income tax credit. And surcharge of 10% has been levied for companies, not for small industry, small thing, only for companies. And for rich, the surcharge has been increased. These are all the tax proposals. Direct taxes, indirect taxes side, not much is there. Almost all are same. Exports, small changes here and there. No change in the service tax as well as in the excise duty. Last year itself, the service tax has been totally revamped. So many services have been brought into that, and there is a tax that has to be paid by the service provider as well as by the service receiver. Some portion of the tax has to be paid by the service provider as well as by the service receiver also has to pay some portion of the tax. It is more or less equivalent to TDS in the service tax side. So these things have been last year itself introduced, so there has not been much changes into this. Then there is a customs duty has been levied at 2% for coal and other things that will make power, electricity, etc. slightly costlier. These are all the new proposals that has been given. Duty-free gold import of 50,000 rupees and 1 lakh rupees for female passengers have been given. Then 4% excise duty levy on silver manufactured from smelting zinc and lead. These are all the new entries, new levies that has been made. Otherwise, there is not much changes. The overall tax collections are 10,56,000 crores for the government, a huge sum. Even with that, we are having a fiscal deficit. The government is trying its hard to bridge the fiscal deficit. The normally disinvestment proposals have been given, so much has been fixed through disinvestment. That has not also been given being an election year, as well as the market conditions are also not so good to sell some of the cream public sector companies, at least 5% or 10%, whatever may be. That is not also there. So the budget has to be met only through growth. That is, the deficit has to be met only through growth. So we hope that the inflation will come down, the interest rates will come down in the near future, at least in the middle of the next year. Reserve Bank is telling that by middle of next year, the interest rate will moderate to larger extent, and that will aid growth, and there will be an all-round improvement in our economy to sustain our tax base and bridge our deficit. With this, I thank the opportunity given for me.
Thank you, sir.